the meeting. Okay, I think I'm recording now. Okay. You guys ready? Here we go. A lot of people miss this on the quiz, and I think this is like one of the easiest problems as long as you fill out the unit circle correctly. What is cosine? X. What is sine? Oh, tangent. Gotta do tangent. Tangent's a little bit harder because we just did tangent. But the one on the quiz was sine and cosine. What's cosine? X. Find 210 right there. What's the x? Negative root 3 over 2. I'll like show myself. Go. Let me get this chair out of the way. So you just write, hopefully you guys got that right. You go negative root 3 over 2, okay? Now, do you guys remember what tangent is? And, yes, is tangent of theta is opposite over adjacent, or y over x, or sine over cosine. So y over x. So tan 5 pi over 4. Y, negative root 2 over 2 over x, negative root 2 over 2. What is negative root 2 over 2 divided by negative root 2 over 2? 1. 1. How many of you got 1 for tangent? Just curious. That's all you got to do. I mean, what's sine? Y. Cosine, x, tangent, y over x, sine over cosine. Anyway, that's that. Better get that part right. But, of course, the catch is this test is going to be difficult.
Are we going to have to fill up the unit
Study
circle?
well.
Are we going to have to fill up the unit circle again for the test?
Claire asked if we're going to have to fill out the unit circle. My answer to that is yes. So, all you have to know for the unit circle are 4 numbers to get 90% of it. Numbers 1, root 2, root 3. I should say, actually, what should I say? Let's do it this way. 3, 2, 1. Right? And what else? 6, 4, 3. You know those numbers, you're going to know pretty much the whole unit circle.
Also 2 on the bottom.
I'm just saying, with Don, so I'll keep it at this. All the others, you have to use intuition. But starting from the set for radians is 6, 4, 3. Starting from the center, right? Radians. 6, 4, 3. Starting from the center. 6, 4, 3. Starting from the center. 6, 4, 3. Starting from the center. 6, 4, 3. Was that hard? What's in this quadrant? Pi. What's in this quadrant? You subtract 1 from the denominator, right? 3 take away 1 is 2 pi. 4 taken 1 is 3 pi. 6 taken away 1 is 5 pi. Is that hard? What about this quadrant? Add 1. 6 plus 1 is 7 pi. 4 plus 1 is 5 pi. 3 plus 1 is 4 pi. What about this one? 5 days a week, I go to 7-Eleven. Whatever you want to say. Okay. Now, 3, 2, 1 on the x's. Right? Starting from the center. Root 3, root 2, 1. Root 3, root 2, 1. Starting from the center. This is the x's on the left over here, right? Root 3, root 2, 1. Starting on the left, on the center. Root 3, get my x's. Root 2, 1, right? Now, 1/2 Everything has denominator of 2. 1/2 goes with root 3. Root 2 goes with root 2. And root 3 goes with 1/2, right? Root 3 over 2, 1/2. Root 2 over 2, root 2 over 2, 2, root 3 over 2. Should we do these? 90 pi over 2, 0, 1, right? 2, root 3 over 2, 2, root 2 over 2, 2, 1/2. Which ones are my negatives? The x's, right? 2, 1/2. Root 2 over 2, 1/2. Root 3 over 2. Which ones are my negatives? All of them. Both of them, supposedly. I forgot this. How many degrees is this? 180 pi negative 1, 0. Right? What's this? 270 pi over 2, 2 pi over 2, 3 pi over 2. Just like the graph, right? We graphed the 90s. This is 0, negative 1. 1/2. Root 3 over 2, root 2 over 2, 2, 1/2. Which ones are my negatives? The y's. Negative, negative, negative. Okay, now I just have to do the degrees. Let's do this. This is 0. This is 360. This is 0. This is 2 pi. And this is 1, 0. Whoa, what's this? Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Let's go. Bye. Thank you.
Okay. That's pretty funny. Good job, Mom. Way to take care of your daughter. Send that to your mom. All right. Let's add. You had 15 and 30, right? So 30, 45, add 15, 60, add 30, 90, add 30, 120, add 50, 130, add 15, 135, add 15, 150, add 30, 180, add 30, 210, add 15, 225, add 15, 240, add 30, 270, add 30, 300, 315, 330. That's all you got to do. Was that hard? Who was able to follow me? Hang on, Alexis. I'm just curious. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully you guys can do that in how long did that take me? Less than 5 minutes? Yes, Alexis.
Is this gonna be 50% of the test again, or how much?
This is probably about 20% of your test. You want to see what else is on the test?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. You wish it was 50%.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. There it is. Anyway, I should have done it in the big one. Okay. Graph 2 periods of sine. Right? So guess what? This is on the test. I can't change this anyway, right?
I know that.
Graph 2 periods of sine, graph 2 periods of cosine. But before we do that, I want to show you what the B does. Okay, let's talk about the B. And let's talk about the B. And if you guys want to see what the B does, actually, you know what? Let's do sine and cosine first, then we'll do B. And then that way, since there's no B here, let's just do sine and cosine. Then we see one with the B, we'll do one with the B on Desmos. But ABP, what's the A stand for? For sine. Let's write it out. I'm sorry, I'm asking you guys a question, but I'm not waiting for your answer. Come on, foo. Come on, foo. Let's do blue. Y equals sine of theta or x. What's my A? 1 sine. What's my B? 1. Now I know I said we don't have a B. We do have a B, but the B is 1. Which means what? What's my A? 1. What's my B? 1. What's my period?
2 pi.
2 pi. 2 pi. Got it?
Yes.
Wait, when it just says graph 2 periods of sine, y equals
That's all it's asking. No, whatchamacallits. No. What's my first thing that I want to do?
When you're zero.
Yeah, let's put our little 5 key points, but we're gonna put them. We'll do the scaling. What Sabrina said so perfectly. How many points do I need for my scaling? 5, 1, 2. Remember, 1 goes on 0, even though it's 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's my 5th point? 2 pi. Favorite singer. Pi and 0. Half of that is pi over 2. Pi over 2. 2 pi over 2. 3 pi over 2. We can do 5 more points. 1 is the 2 pi. 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's just do the first 5. Are you guys doing it? You guys want to try it on your own? Before I do it? 5 peers. You should all get this right? Easy. They don't even say easy, Sensei. I know I shouldn't say it, but come on. You know it's on the test. Come on. Graph sine. You graph sine? Or what's this? Is this sine or cosine?
Sine.
Guess what the next question is going to be?
Graph cosine.
Graph cosine. 2 periods of it. Yes, Sabrina.
Whenever you do the up and down, is it always go up?
Yes, for sine. Without any parameters, right?
And then when it's down,
No, cosine goes up. Look, you got to look at the unit circle. Look at the unit circle. It's based on this. And I'll show you what I mean by that. Like, sine, remember, hey, Sabrina, remember sine is y. So we go 0, then we go up to 1, then we go down to 0, then down to -1, and then up to 0. Cosine, we start at 1. Do you see the 0? Do you see the connection between the two?
Yeah.
Okay, can I go? Okay, what are my zeros of sine? 0,
0, pi, and 2 pi.
last, and middle, right? And then we go up, and then down, and you go all around, right? Then the second period, pi over 2, 2 pi over 2, 3 pi over 2, 4 pi over 2. What's the next one? 5 pi over 2, 6 pi over 2, 3 pi, 7 pi over 2, and then 8 pi over 2 is 4 pi, right? You guys get that scaling there. And then we do our 5 key points. Remember, we start this one again. 0, 0, middle 0. We go up 1, we go down 1. Ah, I missed that one. Oh, well. Okay, now, because Sabrina asked it, I want to make sure we understand this, because I'm not sure you guys are making the connection between the circle and the graph. Remember, what's sine? Y, right? So look at your unit circle, right? You guys see the unit circle. When I'm at 0 degrees, my sine is 0. When I'm at pi over 2 degrees, what's my sine? 1, up 1. When I go to pi, what's my sine? 0. When I go to 3 pi, what's my sine? -1. Then I hit 2 pi, I'm at 0 again. 1 period, 1 rotation of the circle. And then you go again. Even though this would be 5 pi, hitting it again, I go 1, then 0, then -1, then 1. Yeah. Okay, so cosine. You can do it on the same graph. I don't care. I'm going to give you guys less than a minute to graph cosine. So the cosine's on the circle again. That's why it starts at 1, because the cosine of 1 is x is at 1. Cosine of 0 is at 1, and then you go back to 0, and you go down to -1. Da, 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 da. Make sure you put your A, B, and P. Your A, B, and P.
How much notice are you gonna ask us to graph?
Different graphs.
You're gonna want
2 periods. Look just like this. It's going to look exactly like this.
so we won't have.
Only the positive direction, no negative direction. But this negative direction, just do the same thing. Just go to the left. And make sure you do the eyeball test to make sure it looks like sine. Make sure it looks periodic. You all better get sine and cosine. You can even memorize it. I'd rather you not just memorize it, I'd rather you understand, right? And then when you're done, go ahead and get your Chromebooks out for a second. Let's see, do we want our Chromebooks out? Let me see. We're going to start graphing. No, we don't need the Chromebooks right now. Oh, did I put the answers? I know this is boring. I know.
Are we gonna be able to use calculators?
You can use calculators on this one, yes. No graphing calculators, though. Okay, so cosine, how are we doing on time?
It's 8:57.
Already? Okay, cosine. I have, we're going to do y equals 1 cosine 1 of theta. So my A is 1, my B is 1, my P is 2 pi, right? So do my 5 key points. Am I going too fast? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Am I going too fast? Raise your hand if I'm going too fast. Periods at 2 pi. So I go here at 2 pi. And halfway is pi, 0. And then we go pi over 2. And then we go 1 pi over 2, 2 pi over 2, and then 3 pi over 2. And so let's see. Remember, my zeros are here at cosine, right? And then remember, cosine of 0, if you look at your unit circle, what is cosine of 0? Is anyone looking at their unit circle? Is 1. Cosine of pi is -1, and then we go back at 1 again. And then there's the cosine. Then we did our 5 key points again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 pi over 2, 4 pi over 2, 5 pi over 2, 6 pi over 2, 7 pi over 2, and then 8 pi over 2 is 4 pi. 6 pi over 2. Why did I write that? What should 6 pi over 2 be? 3 pi. Is everything else simplified? 3 pi. And then my 5 key points are 2 are my middle, up, down, and then back up again. And then we go, woo, and that's all you got to do. Got it? We cool? There's no problemo sensei for sine. Okay. Now, should I do the B now? Let's do the B. Let's do the B. Get your Chromebooks out. Get your Chromebooks out. I'm going to erase this. Let's do the B. I'm going to Desmos. Okay. Okay. On Desmos. We got a second to get on Desmos. Desimosi. Oh my gosh. Is tomorrow like your hardest day of school and then Friday's easy for most of you guys? All right, so one more day after today. One more day. Just hang in there. Okay, should we do sine or cosine? You guys have a preference? Actually, here's what I'd like to do. Go to the wrench. Are you guys on Desmos?
No, not yet.
Okay. I'm assuming you guys are on it. Okay, we can go to Desmos. On Desimosi. Desmos. Everyone ready?
No.
Okay. Okay. Go to your wrench. Let's change our step. Type in the words PI. See how that little pi symbol? And hit the slash mark over 2. So that, look, now we're in radians. You guys see that? Hit the wrench where it says step. Type the word pi slash 2. You don't need your phone there, Hannah. Is that an emergency you're doing there? You guys can use your phones for emergencies or if your mom needs something or whatever, but if you don't need it now, you don't need it now. I know you're probably waiting. Okay. So let's do sine. Sine x. So type in just sine x. I think if you just type the word sine, it'll work. S-I-N-X. There you go. Boom. You guys see it? Okay, you guys get the sine x there? Now let's make a new graph. Now what does the b do? The b is in front of x, right? So let's make b 2. Got it? Sine what? 2x. Okay. Now, what I'm having you do is change the scale. I'm not changing. Actually, let's change it to 4x so you can really see it. Change that 2x to a 4x so you can really see it. Let's change it to a 4x and we'll change it back to 2. Change it to 4x. Look at that. Do you guys see what it's doing there? What did it do? Right? Yes. More periods. It spins around the circle, boom, at pi over 2. It went all the way around. When we do it, it finishes at 2 pi. See that? But what we're doing, instead of going like this with the graph, which I think is easier, is we're going like this with the scale. We're changing the scale so we just do the same graph. Okay? So it's the same thing. I mean, we could do it like this, but then you have to like go in between the pi over 2 and stuff like that. So what I'm doing is I'm just changing the scale. And in that sense, you have the same graph, but if you go like this with the scale, it makes the graph go faster. Let's, for the heck of it, change this 4 into 1/4. Change it to 1 over 4. 1 over... Shoot. That's not right. 1. I hate this job. Maybe space. 1 over 4. There you go. Now look what it did, right? See, now it's finishing a cycle at 4 pi probably, right? Look over here. Can you guys see on yours? No. Oh, at like, well, when does it finish a cycle? Let's do. How do you figure it out? 2 pi over, what's my b? What's my b here? 1/4. 2 pi divided by 1/4. You guys remember how to figure that out?
Is it 8 pi?
It's 2 pi times, or 2 pi divided by 1/4. Remember, you multiply by the reciprocal. It's 2 pi divided by 1/4. 2 pi divided by 1/4 is the same as 2 pi what? Times 4/1, or 8 pi. So when is it finishing the cycle at?
8 pi.
8 pi. So you go all the way over here, and then finally, where's 8 pi? 8 pi. It finishes up at 8 pi. But what we're doing is we're making 8 pi right here. We keep our graph the same. We put 8 pi right here, and then we take half of 8 pi, make it 4 pi. Half of that, make it 2 pi. And then we just, instead of changing the graph, we're changing the scale. Because in my opinion, it's a lot easier, because look at all this crap that they put in between. You have to do pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, 2 pi, 5 pi. And you have to go all the way over there, right? And you won't be able to fit it. So we just changed the scaling. Got it? Hannah, does that help you?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what the B does, but we're just changing the scaling because it's easier to graph. In my opinion, if you want to do it this way, look up a YouTube video and figure it out, okay? You're more than welcome to. Did that sound bad that I said that? I shouldn't have said that. I take it back. I love you guys. You're such angels. Yes, you are. My heart. My heart. I just don't want to get fired. So you know what I mean? So I was totally joking about making them do it on YouTube. No, I'll show you how to do it because I love you. I love you. No way, man. I'm not going to be like those teachers. Remember that happened to Mr. Casey?
Yeah.
Poor guy. He always. Casey's my hero. I'm telling you, man. I love that guy. Okay. Find the two measures of coterminal angles, one positive, one negative. This one, you better get this one right. How do you figure out the coterminal angles? What do you do? What do you do?
You add 360.
Add 360, subtract 360. I don't want to spend too much time on this because I think you guys can do it. Can we move on?
Yeah.
Add 360. What's 70 plus 360? I don't know. What's 70 take away 360? I'll tell you.
290.
Okay. Take away negative 290, right?
Yeah.
Add 360. 430. Negative 130. Add 360. 230, right? Take away 360. 490. That's all you've got to do. I'm moving on. Coterminal angles. You're really spinning around, right? Convert to radians. You guys can do that, right?
Yeah.
Pi over 180. And then you got to reduce. Make sure you reduce. I think I should have you guys go in your groups. Pi over 180 to convert to radians. 180 over pi to convert to degrees. It's just your voice right now?
Yeah. I give him a hard time. He said no. He's trying.
The woman's supposed to make you feel good about yourself. And vice versa, right? Man's supposed to make your man make you feel bad.
Did you get one?
Drop that guy. He's like a hot potato.
Me too.
Yeah.
But you guys are young. You're not thinking about marriage yet. All right. 140. I'm just going to do this one. 140 degrees times pi over 180 degrees. Here's what I do. If I have a 0 and a degree, I cancel that out. Cancel out the zeros. Start simplifying that way. Keep it easy. Then it's 14 pi over 18. They're both divisible by 2. 7 pi over 9. Is that too hard?
Yeah.
Right? 260 times pi over 180. What do I eliminate? Zeros. 26 pi over 18. What are those both divisible by? 2. 13 pi over 9?
Yeah.
That's easy. How many got that? Wait, don't raise your hand yet so I can see. How many got 13 pi over 9? Yeah, okay, good. Let's move on. Shall we? Get those ones right. Maybe you'll do better on this. Okay, is that the answer? Okay, 7 pi over 4. You guys want to do this or should I move on to something else? Raise your hand if you want me to do this. Okay. You got to practice anyway, right? Get the ones that are easy. You better get those right? Unit circle. You know that's on the test. You know, it's like I'm giving you the answers to the test. Graphing sine. You know that's on the test. It's like I gave you the answer on the test. Graphing cosine. Better get that one right. You know what it is, right? Changing. Oh, the coterminal angles. Add 360, subtract 360. Right? Seven pi over 4. What do I multiply this by? I'm bored. 180 degrees over pi. So this one I'll use a calculator for. You can use a calculator, yes. 7 times 180 divided by 4, right? What is that? That's all you do. Do that on the calculator. I don't know. You guys can do that. 4 pi times 180 degrees over pi. Eliminate the pi. 4 pi over 3. Sorry, 4 pi over 3. So multiply 4 times 180, then divide by 3. Right? What do you get? 7 times 180 divided by 4. 4 times 180 divided by 3. You guys get it? Can I flip on the answer? Flip it for real. Who needs more time? Okay, I'm assuming you got it. What's the answer?
240.
240, 315? Yes? No? Maybe so? Angeles, how'd you do? Good? Brent, how'd you do? All right. Finn, how you doing?
Good.
Yeah? Carla? What'd you have for dinner last night?
Hi.
I don't know how to say it.
Oh, it's probably something delicious then. Was it super good?
It's a food. What was it? Oh, soup. Just say soup. I know what.
I want to know what that is now because I want to have it. Is it
It's
super?
a sopa wild, like, little stars. Like,
Oh.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh my gosh. Dang it.
Yeah.
I had tacos,
Yeah.
but it made out of. My wife's into like. I shouldn't record this because she might hear it, but my wife's into like eating healthy now. So she made. It's good because she's all we want to live. We don't want to. We want to be healthy, but she made it out of ground turkey.
What? I've had them.
It wasn't bad actually. It was pretty good. But I'm like, oh, ground turkey. Okay. Oh, look where we're at. Lookity, lookity, lookity. You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
This is where it gets challenging, in my opinion. We have two graphs with, this one has all 4 parameters. No, it's missing the H, thank goodness. I hate the H.
Are we gonna have a question with all 4?
I don't think so. No. So, how do we approach this? What do we want to do? First, of course, let's get the points of this. When I say points, I mean points, but also mean like, if you get these right, you'll get some points on the test. The A, the B, the P, the H, and the K. Right? What does the negative do?
Makes it go down.
Negative goes like, the way I described it, goes like this, right? So up goes down, down goes up, right? The zeros stay the zeros. But if you start out positive, then you start out a negative. Oh, I didn't wrap. I didn't do my Christmas wrap. Oh my gosh. I've been doing it pretty good. This is the best year I've been doing with my Christmas shop. Bill? You have a billiard?
Why is the notice before Thanksgiving?
All right. Okay, class. What's my A?
-3.
Negative. Actually, you know what? Share your A, B, P, and H, and K with each other. I want to make sure you guys all share it with each other. I want to make sure you guys understand. Instead of me blasting, make sure you got them all. If you don't know, it's important that you understand how to do this. Ask your neighbor, dude, how'd you get -3 for A? How'd you get whatever for B? What's the period? If you don't got the period. Okay. What is the B? Class, what's the B?
1/3.
1/3. Okay, now here's $1 million question. What's the P?
This is 6 pi.
6 pi. Raise your hand if you understand. Who needs an explanation for 6 pi? 6 pi. 6 pi. 6 pi. 6 pi. Where am I? I'll write it right here. We have here period is equal to what, class? 2 pi over B.
Oh,
And my B is what?
1/3.
1/3. 2 pi divided by 1/3, right? Which is same as what? 2 pi times what? 3 over 1 or 3? Just 6 pi. Got it? You're welcome. 6 pi. H. What's my H? 0. What's my K?
1.
1. Okay. So a couple things here. So I can do my scaling now. So the 2 pi, remember, it's going to make it go. The 1/3 makes it go, oh, right? But instead of that, what we're going to do is we're going to make our graph really long. We're going to make it like, do our 5 key points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what's this going to be now? 6 pi. So, right? So now our graph is not normally finish at pi, but now it's going to finish at 6 pi. Right? That's what we're doing here. Yes.
Would it be wrong if we did if we started with 5 over 2 and kept going?
That would not be wrong, but you would have to go all the way to 6 pi. Right? And so you would not be able to fit it on your graph. Okay? So it's not wrong, but I don't see how you'd be able to pull it off. Okay. 6, you just have this super long graph. So what's this going to be? In between halfway?
Is it 5 pi?
Between 6 pi, halfway between 6 pi and 3 pi. What's half of 3 pi, Clear?
Half of 3 pi.
Half of 6 pi, I mean.
Oh,
This is the middle, right? So you get this, half of 6 pi is 3 pi. What's half? What we're doing here is we have the whole thing up to 6 pi. Then we figure out what's the middle going to be. 6 divided by 2, 3. And then here, what's the middle of this? Half of 3 pi, yeah, 3 pi over 2. It's half of 3 pi, right? And this is 0. Okay, so now this is where it gets a little tricky. We do our scaling. So this is 3 pi, 3 pi over 2. So we have to add 3 pi each time. So this is 6 pi over 2, 9 pi over 2. So we're adding 3 to this at each time, right? Each time, what, 3 pi over 2, then you add 6 pi over 2, and then 9 pi over 2, And then this would be 12 pi over 2, right? All right. So the other thing is the k. What does the k tell us? That we're going to go up to, I'm going to do brown. It's my favorite color. So that means we shift the midline up 1. So let's do a little midline here. You guys with me so far? A lot of stuff going on here. But we took care of two things, right? We took care of the period. We took care of the midline, shifting it up. Okay, what's next? The A, -3. But first, let's do our zeros. Can we do our zeros? What are we doing? Sine or cosine? Cosine. Let's do our zeros. I'll graph in blue. That'll be easy. Let's do the zeros. Where are my zeros? 2 and 4. Second one, and the fourth one. Of course, my zeros are now up there, right? You understand? Who understands everything so far at this point? Okay. Now, let's do the A. And then we'll be done because we have to do our second period, okay? So, what is cosine normally? Cosine 0. What do? We go up 1, right? But the -3 means instead of going up, we go down how much? 3 from here. So if I'm at 1, what's 1 take away 3? -2. Guys with me? And then we get to the middle point. So now I'm going to go up 3. So it's 1 plus 3. Let's go up to 4. Be right about here. Let me get my 4. And then I'm going to go back down to, so then my last point will be at -2 again. And that's pretty much the hard part. Now I know it's going to be also confusing is the scaling, right? So let's do the scaling here so that you guys can see. Let me just do it here on the side, how we do the scaling. The scaling, we're adding 3 pi over 2 as our scaling. Okay, so let's do the first one. 3 pi over 2. So I'm going to add 3 to the numerator, right? I'm going to add 3 to. I'm going to add 3 to the numerator. So then this next one will be 6 pi over 2, right? Which is 3 pi, right? And then I'm going to add 3 to this. So what's that going to be? 9 pi over 2. So that stays. Then add 3 to this, which is 12 pi over 2, which is what? 6 pi, which is where are we at right here? So then what's my next one going to be?
15 pi.
15 pi over 2. Can I simplify that? So that'll be my next. So let's do my next 5 key points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my next one, according to this, is 15 pi over 2. Okay, then I got to add 3 to this one, which is going to be what? 18 pi over 2. I can simplify that to what? 9 pi. So then this is now 9 pi. And then to 18, what do I add to that? 3, 21 pi over 2. I can't simplify that, so this will be 21 pi over 2, right? And then what's my last point going to be? 21 plus 3, 24 pi over 2 divided by 2 is 12 pi. And so now we have our scaling. I think that's kind of hard, but if you look at it this way, like write it out. You know what I mean? Write out your scaling. Who understood the scaling, what I did there? Okay. Those of you on video, I'm sorry you're not here, but I did it on stuff over there. Okay, it's fine. I don't care. I don't care about you. Okay, so anyway, here we go. Should I say, who was I talking to there? Okay. Let's do, I was talking to you guys though, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, now my zeros again for cosine. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, and 4, right? What's that? Well, my cosine, my 5 key points for cosine, I have my 2 zeros are points 2 and 4, right? And then the negative makes me go down. And then this, I'm going to go back up again. Just mirror that. And then I go, this last one will go down, right? Down, up. And this, just get your points. And make sure you do your arrows. Make sure it's curvy. And that's all you've got to do. Those, now in my opinion, this is the difficult part of the test. Yes, Hannah?
On the test, do we have to graph the two?
You have to graph 2 periods. It's going to say graph 2 periods.
But there's only one.
Huh?
Or just the bottom one?
Look at how many points, how many key points in a period? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 1 period.
Oh.
And then the second period, starting here again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the second period. So you graph the 5 key points twice. That's 2 periods. Graph it 3 times, you have 3 periods, right? If I went this way, I'd have another period. 2 periods, 5 key points twice. 5 key points is 1 period. And remember, this is 0.5 for this one. It's 0.1 for this one, right? Don't go like, oh, 1, 2, right? Don't go that. Okay. Who's feeling okay? I'm feeling okay. Who's feeling sick? Feeling sick? Okay. So anyway, like I have here, like 6 pi negative 2. Do I have that? Like I'm checking my answer. Do you guys have 6 pi negative 2 as one of your points? 6 pi negative 2? 6 pi.
Oh, never mind.
That's this right here. 6 pi negative 2. That's that point right there. I'm just checking her work, right? I did that on Desmos. Do you guys have 3 pi and positive 4 as one of your points?
Yeah.
Okay, and then 12 pi negative 2. We went to 12 pi? Is your last point 12 pi negative 2? Okay, good. So we did it right. Okay. All right. Okay. How are we doing on time? Oh, we got plenty of time. Still have a couple more questions. This might be the hardest part. There's a matching section though. So what do you guys think of matching? Matching section. All right, so A, B, P, H, and K. This one's a mother, father, because why? Has an H. In my opinion, I don't like the H's. But there's no A, it's not negative, so I guess that makes it easier. And all this does is have an H and a -1, so there's no B either, right? So not so bad. I guess you just have to focus on the H and the K, right? Focus on the H and the K. So I paced out next week too, just so you guys know. When I say next week, I mean the week we get back. And we're gonna go, I decided, you know that you guys probably don't even remember this, that's why I want to do it again. Remember when I had COVID
Yeah.
and I taught online
Yeah.
and then I gave you a test and you guys are all panicking on the test, we're all, we don't understand this, we don't know how to do it. And then I gave you that fluffy group test on Desmos and everyone got like 100%. We're going to revisit that and get a real test on that. So you guys don't even remember what we learned there. It was graphing rational functions. Remember, you had to do the asymptotes,
Yeah, I remember all that.
and you had to do the vertical asymptotes and the horizontal asymptotes, and then it'd go like this and like that. Yes, Omari.
I can have like any of these stuff we can do over break.
No, I will not have anything for you to do or for me to do over the break. Just study your notes from before, study old tests, and you can look on Canvas. All right, let's see. What's my A? What's my A? 1. What's my B? 1. What's my P? 2 pi, right? Any questions? It's just there's the B is a 1, so it's 2 pi over 1. What's my H? Positive pi over 2, right? Not negative. What's my K? Okay, so let's do our easy stuff. When I say easy, I mean the easiest is still hard. Here we go. 5 key points. Let's do that, right? You guys get that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so we know this is our standard. 2 pi, pi, pi over 2, 3 pi over 2. Okay? What else is something that we can do besides the scaling that is, I think, pretty straightforward? Huh? The shift down. I'm going to do brown for that. Do your, what's it called? This is called the midline. The midline. So our midline is going to be here. So draw the midline. Am I going too fast for you guys? The midline. About 30 minutes. The midline. Okay. Now everything's the same, right? Everything's the same, except I'm down, so I can get my key points. So my 5 key points are going to shift. How much? Which way are they going to shift?
To the right. To the pi over, yeah, to the right.
To the right, pi over 2. So instead of 0 being here, it's going to be here. Right? Right? So let's do our 5 key points. So guess what? I better get another key point here. Better get this one. 1 pi over 2, 2 pi over 2, 3 over 2, 4 pi over 2. There's my 5 pi over 2. So now my 5 key points are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 now, right? That's all you have to do. Right? We got sine. Let's do blue. Where are my zeros? But by the way, it has to be here, though, on this line. What are my zeros? 0 and 5 and the middle. Right? And then how much do I go up?
1.
I go up 1. So I go up to -1. -1 plus 1 is 0. -1, take away 1 is -2. Do the next 5 key points, okay? So now I'm going to do the next 5 key points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So do the next 5. So now I got to scale that out. But now we're all set. We're all shifted. So you just take your 5 key points and then boom, you're done. And then do the eyeball test. Make sure it looks like a sign. Does it look like a sign? Okay, you guys ready? 5 keyers. We got 5 key points. My zeros. Oh, I got to do some scaling out. Let's do the scaling out here. 5 pi over 2, 6 pi over 2. 7 pi over 2. You guys get that? 8 pi over 2. 9 pi over 2. You guys get the last one is 9 pi over 2?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Let's do our 5 keyers. 5 keyers. I got 1. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. First and last. And then the middle are my zeros. And then I go up 1. I just mirror this. Whoop. I go down 1. And I think that's right. Is that right? Whoop. And that's all you've got to do. Let's check our work. Yes, Hannah.
Where did you go to 9 pi over 2?
Because I shifted this way, right? So I want my 5 key points.
Oh,
I have to get my fifth key point over there. You got it? What's that? Yeah, we didn't start. I mean, again, so on the test, just leave like this. You don't have to hit the 0. I just asked for 2 periods, right? Obviously, we shift this way. If you want to do the next one, right, we are going to go back down. You could do that, but this is good. We're done. Right, we're done. Right? All I'm asking is for 2 periods. Do I have 2 periods? So we're done. I got my 5 key points and my second 5 key points. We're done. But let's check our work. Look at your things. Look on your graph. Do you guys have 3 pi 0? Is that one of your points? And then 2 pi, do you go down -2? Right? And then pi, are we at 0? Right? We didn't get this point here. We go to -2. We said go down. Anyway, that's that. Okay, here's the next section of the test. It's going to be very interesting, okay? Oh, these are the answers. Do I have the answers here? Okay. Okay. Now, you guys are going to have to do a matching. You guys want to take a picture of this?
Yeah.
You can take a picture of it.
Yeah, it is.
I'm going to give you graphs and an equation. You have to match them up. You got to match them. If you want to walk up and take a picture, you can too. If you want to walk up, take a good picture, you can. Make sure you can see the graphs, because that's the important part. Make sure you can see the graphs. In fact, this will help you on the. All right, so let's do the easy stuff first, because you're looking at a graph, and you have to be able to match the graph with the function. To me, the easiest thing to look at is the k to help us identify it. Because what does a k do?
But why?
It shifts the midline, right? It shifts it up or down. So this one, they both have a -2. So I'm going to look for the one that has a -1 shift, right? So which one has a -1? I'm going to draw on it. Let's see. Right here, I could see that I think the B has a -1. No, wait, no. I'm looking at my scale. That's -5, -1. That's -2. That's a -2. I'm looking at this. I don't know if you guys can see it. I know if you guys want to come and take a picture, but you have to be able to look at these graphs carefully. So you have to look at the scaling. I see this -5, so this is 1. Wait, is that? Yeah, so this is 1, so that's -2. I look at this scaling. I got 1, 2, so this one looks like it's at -2. So this one here, this one right here, my midline, so I got 2 above, 2 below, -1. There's my midline. So guess what? That's A. Because I found the midline at -1. So that's easy. I eliminated it, right? Now, okay. Now let's look at this. Cosine and sine. Another thing I'm going to look at, this has an A of 2. So what does that mean? goes up 2 from the midline, right? So I have my midline here. I look at this one, it goes up 1. I look at this one, my midline here. I can see from my midline it goes up 2. You guys see that? So then this is going to be C, process of elimination, B. Now, again, but this is what's going to be harder on the test because I can only fit 3 on here. On the test, you have like 5 you have to match up. So you have to eliminate more, you know what I mean, before you do the process of elimination. So let's look at other things that we can see. This is cosine, right? With no shift. Cosine with no shift. So my 5 key points start up, right? Start down my 2 zeros. So let's look at my 2 zeros are going to be 2 and 4. So my 2 zeros are 2 and 4. So I got, my period is also going to end at 1/2. So it'll be 4 pi. So my period's going to end here, right? Because I got 1/2, 2 pi divided by 1/2. It's basically 2 times 2. And at 4 pi. So my zeros, my 5 key points for this one are here, here. So this is my regular cosine graph. Above, below, above. So you can see this is also B because it's the regular cosine graph. This one won't match that a little bit because it's shifted pi over. So actually it might be the same. But you have the -2. So you start down at -2. This one shifts over. Anyway, that's how I would do that. You guys cool with that? Okay. You okay, Amari? Putting you to sleep. Sorry. I'll entertain you. Look at nothing up my sleeve. Okay, I'm sorry. All right. This one, let's see if we can eliminate. Oh, we have 3 of them. Oh no, that's the answer. Okay. Which one can you figure out right away off the bat you can knock out? Tangent. Tangent is C. Remember we did tangent one day? This is all you have to do is recognize tangent. You don't have to graph tangent or anything, just be able to recognize it. Don't have to graph tangent. So guess what? Boom. C. Done. Now look at this one's easy because I think the midlines. Just look for the midlines, -1, -2. You guys want to take a picture of this one? Sorry. You want to take a picture of it? You can. And you can also do the reverse process of elimination, I guess. I mean, you could find the midlines, like here. Do you guys still need to take pictures? I'm sorry. I'll take a picture of funny looking me. Never does? Very good. Okay, so let's look at midlines. I look at midlines. This midline here, -1, -2. I got a midline of -2. This one, I got a midline at -1. Okay, boom, easy, right? Got the midlines. So this is A, and then this is B. Is that right? Am I right? ACB? Hope I'm right. ACB, yep. Okay. ACDC is good
The
too.
middle one was -1.
What?
Oh, wait, never mind.
Anyway, that's how you guys got to do that. Just be able to recognize the graphs. The last one, I think, here you go. Last question. Write an equation for the graph. Okay, so we have the information. Let's see if we can figure it out, okay? Let's figure out our A, B, P, H, and K first. Got it? The easiest ones, I think, are the A and the K. Let's do those first. Yes. Yes, you may. Sorry, go ahead. Take a photo.
Is there
Let's do the A and the K first. A and the K. A and the K. So for A, what am I gonna do for A?
it's
What,
it's a 1?
how do I figure out A? What am I gonna do? Draw a midline. So let's draw the midlines. Find the middle. We go here. Here's something very important. I heard someone say -2. That means you have good eyes. However, look at this number right here. Look at the scaling. Right? You say -2, Kalani? So now you see this -2. 1, 2, 3, 4 down is -2. What number should this be? Yeah, what number? Can you see or not? -1. You guys see that? It's -1. You look at the scaling. All of these, look at the scaling of the graph. Now, I go up 2, but I do 2 squares, but how much is 2 squares? 1. Okay, so wait, so I have here K is -1, and then my A is 1. Okay, so my A is 1, so that's easy.
How do we know?
Because my midline shifts down 1. An angel earned her wings. Every time a magical sound means an angel did something good, they got their wings. Sorry, Hannah, was that offensive? It looked like. I'm sorry. I'm just joking.
Hannah's
I was-
weird. I was like, what?
Yes, Omari.
How do we know?
I don't know where the midline is. Well, it's the middle.
Oh, yeah.
It's the middle of the graph. So I know this is the midline because I have 2 above, 2 below. Sabrina, did you figure out why it's -1, or do I need to explain?
I thought it became -1.
The K shifts it up and down, right? I'll get to you in a second, okay? Let me move on.
Or
Normally the midline is here at 0, right? That means my K is 0. But it went down, so it's -1, so it's -1. I'll explain it in a bit, okay? I'll explain it to you in another way. Okay, so what else? Let's get the B. So let's figure out the period first. We gotta go backwards. Let's see. I go up, I go down, and I go up. I hit the whole thing. My period ends at what? 4 pi. And can you see what my function is? Let's look at it. Another angel earned her wings, except I don't like this angel because it says installation failed. Well, let's find our 5 key points. Maybe that'll help us. 5 key points to figure out where the period ends, right? I have 1, I have 2, I have 3, I have 4, I have 5. So you have my 5 key points at 4 pi. That means my period ends at 4 pi. Now, how do you figure out the B if it ends at 4 pi?
The 1/2.
Let's do algebra. It is 1/2. Well, let's do algebra. Those of you who can't see that it's 1/2. Remember, the period is equal to 2 pi over B. Remember that? But what do we have now? We have the what? Period. We have the P. So now I'm going to say 4 pi for my period, right? Equals 2 pi over B. Now we solve for B. You guys remember how to do that? How do you solve for B?
You multiply
Multiply by what?
B.
Multiply by B. Remember you multiply by the numerator, by the denominator? Multiply by B. So now I can get, okay, 4 pi, B times 4 pi equals 2 pi. Now how do I solve for B? Divide by 4 pi. Divide by 4 pi. B equals, the pi's cancel out, 2 over 4, which simplifies to what? 1/2. I got the B as 1/2. And then the h, well, what do you guys think? Is this sine or cosine based on the 5 key points? I feel like only like you guys, listen, do you guys have an idea? Sine or cosine? Huh? Cosine, right? I have my 2 middles, right? My 5 key points, 1 above, 1 below, 1 above. So I got cosine. And has it shifted? No, because my top is at 0, right? My top is at 4. It's at 0, right? So no shift. So my h is 0. Sorry, no shift. So h is 0. So do we have everything to write the equation?
Yes.
It's cosine. Tell each other what the equation. Figure it out for each other. Talk amongst yourselves, because I feel like some of you get it, some of you are confused. That's how you got these.
So it's not okay. It's negative 1 is okay. I mean, now I can see why. Yeah.
Hey, homies. Let's write our parameters as you're thinking about it. Y equals A. Drawing a blank here. A sine B X minus H plus K. Right? You guys got that? We have our A. You might want to write that down. Remember the parameters? B times X minus H plus K. So there, you just plug in your numbers. Except it's not sine, it's cosine. So, you guys have the answer down? Write down what you think it is. There's someone at our door? Oh, it's Leilani. I just saw a scary shadow. Did you guys see the scary shadow? That's all I saw.
It looked like Candyman.
Oh my gosh! Candyman! Do you guys have your equation written down? Because I'm giving you the answer in about 30 seconds. Actually, 10 seconds. Check your answer with your neighbor. Check your answer with your neighbor.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Raise your hand if you think you have the answer. All right. Did you get? Oh, there's all the stuff, right? Did I get all that right?
Yeah.
1/2 4 pi 0. Y equals cosine 1/2 x minus 1.
Yeah. Got it.
That's it.
Why did I say
See, I have the midline here. And I think that's the last thing you guys have to know how to do.
Mr. Sanchez,
Yes.
A was 2, will be put to cosine.
Oh, you guys want to do another equation? I have another one for practice here. Want to take a picture of it? Take a picture. Let's do this one for fun, for practice. Well, I mean, you don't have to do it, but I think it'd be nice to practice it again. This is the hardest part. Okay, A, B, P. Just so you know, on the test, there's no H, so you don't have to worry about the shift. Everything. Just look for your 5. I'm telling you that. Just look for your 5 key points at 0. That help? Let me do my midline. Midline. Sabrina.
Yeah.
Midline. What's my midline at? So what does that mean? What letter is that? K is -1. I think this is the last one. It's 26 and 35. I think those are all extra. You guys keep looking at it. I'm gonna look here. Got my midline. Yeah. You guys can work with each other too. Ooh, I should do my pull-ups for the bell. You guys write everything down. We'll do these. All right. All right. That should be it. Let's see. K is easy. We said that's -1. A, we go up 1, right? Notice, scale at 4 is 2, so we go up 1 for my A. My 5 key points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 pi, that's my period, yes. 2 pi, so my B is 1. H, no shift. H is 0. What is this, sine or cosine? Cosine. Because I got, wait. I feel like I did something wrong here.
The midline.
I did my 5 points wrong. My 5 points were wrong. I messed up big time. 5 key points. 1, 2. I have to hit one at midline, right? 3, 4, 5. What's my period? Pi. Okay. So that means my B is not. So what's my B now? Where's my pen? B is 2. Let's calculate it out. Pi equals 2 pi over B. Multiply by B on both sides, right? B pi equals 2 pi. Divide by pi. And now my B equals 2. That's a big change. So my B equals 2. Okay. And let's write it out. Y equals A. Is this sine? You guys said this is cosine? Bell about string or something? Y equals A cosine B x minus H plus K. Y equals, what's my A? 1. Cosine B is 2. All right, B is 2. X minus 1. You guys get that?
Yes.
Y equals 2x minus 1. You can put that in parentheses or not. And that's it. So, you guys see the test, in my opinion. First half, pretty easy. Second half, butt kicker, right? What do you guys think? Am I right in that assessment or am I way off? I'm way off? Okay. I am going to stop recording this. Did I record it? Stop recording. Okay. If you like this video, please click on the link below and be sure to subscribe because subscriptions help me a lot. And make sure you like. Have a good day. No, I didn't. I was holding my breath the whole time. Huh? And I had my mask off. I was holding my breath the